Hello, everybody. Little bit more astrology, but also astronomy things that goes on. Hopefully, you sitting comfortable without you realizing you actually traveling through space together with the sun. It's about only 720,000 kilometers per hour. You might not feeling it, but that's our speed because the Milky Way is spinning, and we are not just sitting in the sky and stay there stationary. Okay. Um, that's what this is. I just made some calculations. Okay, for some of you in the United States, I don't want to talk to you about kilometers because that probably doesn't talk to you much. But that is a 448,000 miles per hour. Okay, so you can sit nice and quietly on the earth, but actually you're moving. We've been moving through the space, and I wanted to attach to you guys this uh, energy, these positions. I believe Brinton 19th, she asked me to look at it, past events. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about how past events could affect you now. They're different, okay? They're not. Uh, they're not the same. The person not the same. The situation is similar, but it's not the same. Why? To test you what you learn through the cycles. That's why we have this cycles in the astrology. That's how we have this cycles also in our lives. Okay, that's how this thing. Lisa, hello. Thank you for saying hi. Um, just so you can imagine that for 1 year, okay, for 1 year through the sky, we've been moving 6.3 billion kilometers. You can divide it this by 1.6, find out how much miles that is for 1 year. Okay. Uh, that is about 8,760 hours from 1 year. And it calculate by the time the speed we passing the space we passing through for 1 hour, can figure out yourself out how fast we travel. Hi, Jenny. But what is that got to do with gravitational pull, and what is that got to do with you, the planets? How that will affect you? How this moving through the space is, and hopefully I can kind of like explain it to you guys. Okay, I have the marker here. And I'm going to be putting the white screen pretty quick as long as I found where it was. White screen, white screen. Okay, all right. Ambient, white. Okay, here we got the white screen up here. And we're going to go to. Hi, Josh. Now I can see the chat. Josh, special thanks for yesterday for the help out. You know, I appreciate it, and that's what team is about. Okay, even if the situation is the way they are, kind of like a Mercury Retrograde situations, but hopefully will be end soon because I'm dealing with it uh, for it. So, hi CJ, thank you for being here. So you probably watched some of my videos when I was explaining the timelines. And I said that during the lifetime, maybe you create an alternative lifetime. Now you become an awakened that you are not in your timeline and you have to fix yourself here. Okay. Some of you know this, what I'm talking about, and you have to, really come back and review all this, realize that this is a one big X, and you have to kind of like a fast paced coming this way into the present, and it's all about the present. And what's happening in the present is actually been somewhere. So, but what happens in the space, in the gravitational pull and the magnets and the astrology has to do with this. So basically, if you look at the model, uh, Cairo, hello, thanks for coming here and join us. So the solar system for right now, I'm just going to put it like the sun is here and the sun is moving with the speed. Okay. That is the speed of the solar system with the 448,000 miles per hour. But so is the planets involved within. So if you look at it, the gravitational field 1 year ago, I'm just going to put it for 1 year. All right. That was back 6.3 billion kilometers back for 1 year. You counted this times 2000, you'll figure it out that the solar system was pointed out to a point of the sky where Pisces is. That's kind of astrologically, you see the eras that we go through. So now, after 2000 years, we are kind of like heading back towards Aquarius. But if you want an event here, let's say 12 years ago, that's Jupiter, because Jupiter just entered Aries. The planets, they had a similar configuration, but 12 years after, the planets have also similar situation. Or let's say we go back 1,200 years ago when there was a similar situation and there was some kind of event in the past. Well, guess what? It's not the same. It's not the same because the energy that was moving from this point here to this point here, okay, the planets, they are making one kind of like this way when they running and spinning around. There's a one video that I posted in the comments of Brinton 19th, and she's got that. I will probably post the link of this video so we can have this type of a vortex that we're talking about through the sky because it's moving. So it's moving forward, but it's rotating. So it creates the magnetic field that cannot be really repeated. It could be a similar but not repeated. And that is attached with the timelines. Once you move forward, you move forward. Once the time goes, it goes. It's not coming back. Okay? It's not coming back. And in order to do the reviews, since we go in the circles, we end up in the magnetic field configurations, which is we are doing the reviews. That is the retrograde planets. Okay? So during those changes within the magnetic field, since we're moving forward, we're experiencing evolution. Evolution, it's not only within your mind, but evolution, it's also within the magnetic fields. That's why the young kids, when they're born and they see this device, they already know to do this. Okay, pretty much. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're kind of like, oh, wow. You know what to do with the mobile phone. Just don't put your credit card in your phone because, the kids can purchase things, by accident for you. So what is that got to do though with, for example, with your chart? Okay. So astrologically wise, when the field is similar, you will also experiencing different changes. Okay. So for example, that is a chart. I will bring you some chart here. Let me bring you some my chart in here, okay? Let's just go with this. I will show you my chart. Why not? There it is. That's my chart. Okay. So if you look here, every 12 years, I will have Jupiter here in Aquarius. So I'm going to be experiencing this energy that is going to be activate for me. Pretty much every year, I will have the same configuration where also the moon is going to be here. Okay, but the rest of the planets, they're not there. For example, I will never going to have, um, as you see it here, I will never going to have Uranus and Venus on Libra or Pluto in Libra. Definitely are not going to have. So not everything is going to be repeatable as you see. So in order when you're predicting a future, you need to understand that the future can be slightly changed from the past configurations. That was done by astrologers, and they find the similar configurations for you. But for you, knowing the future can actually not help you. And I was talking about this before, because if someone comes in your lifetime, okay, uh, let me see here. I just have to move something my way. Hi, Shadow. Thank you for being here. So, for example, right now this is the present, okay, and you come in and here like, I want to know what's going on here. You have this. It could be astrologer, it could be a tarot reader, it could be psychic reader, and so on. And they tell you for event X that's going to happen. Now you know that this event's going to happen. So as soon as you know that this event's going to happen, there is the two things. Either you're going to try the change of the event, or you're expecting the event to happen. Either way, you are not going into the truth. So if you're sabotaging the event, you're not doing the work for this event. If you expecting that event to happen and you don't do the work, this event will not going to happen. So here is you going through an alternate lifetime within yourself. And when you look at things astrology wise, all you need to know is what the magnetic field does to you. Because the magnetic field and that spiral, okay, it's got so much things going on in life. It's connected with so many things. One of the things that you know about, especially if you're a twin flame and you're connected to the universe, you definitely know this. Okay. That is the DNA. And as you know, at the DNA, it's also twist and turn and connects to you. And since you evolved and you experiencing the firing of your mirroring neurons, you connect some of these connections within your DNA and you make yourself so happy. You rewrite your DNA. Your DNA will not be the same after you awaken. That kind of goes. It is what it is. But if you look at it the way the movement of the planets that goes on and the magnetic field that they create, they also have the same pattern. They have the same angle of twisting when they move. So whatever is up in the sky is the same thing what it's up in us. I mean, you hear what's below, that's above. It is the same thing. It's not have any more differences with this. The only thing it is we are disconnect from some of this understanding. We are disconnect from some of these activations with energies of universe. of understandings of universe, and we are lacking uh, these advanced abilities from within ourselves to do the things that we need to do. Uh, we kind of like, let's say, sabotaging ourselves. But during this awakening process that is going on right now, we begin to understand more and more. And as the times go by, we are going to begin to understand even further than ever been. As far as the humanity goes, okay, the thing is for us is uh, to go and to dive more deep into this better understanding of living within the gravitation. Okay, gravitation is the most powerful force in the universe. That's how the universe works. It is created. That's how it's organized. It is not about any other forces that it's out there that uh, really work. I don't know how to put it on this to you, but if you had a similar situations that repeating, which is the cycles, how much did you evolve through those cycles? How much did you gain? And how much did you really invest within you? Some of those cycles, uh, we're talking about astrology wise, they're some of them they could be a powerful in the positive way. Some of them they're going to be a powerful on the negative way. It all depends of the gravitational pull that it's within you, when it's embodied within you. When you are born, you choose to have this base when you are born. All right. So that print, that gravitational print from within you, it's your chart. And that gravitational pull presents your way of you doing things. All right. The astrologers, they see the planets and they know the effects of planets over you. That's what they say. What do you do? How you do it? And how the things are. They look at the charts and they're looking at the things of um, kind of like of predicting what could happen to you, but they cannot guarantee you. There is no guarantee. All right. Only guarantee is the one thing. It is the present. The past, it's already past. The future, it's pretty much unknown. But if you understand your gravitational pull out of a gravitation base from within itself, then you will understand your positions with with here within the universe, and you're going to open these gravitational powers, these new gravitational energies from within. The energies that you work, those senses, those all the sudden changes within the energy, catch those yourself. You will see that these vibes, that's what they are. The magnetic field through the vibes, through the energies for it, they creating this. There is no such a something for nothing. Okay. And you understanding this how it works in you, you can apply it for your advanced evolution. Okay. That advanced evolution from within you, you might wondering where it's coming from. That's what's coming from. It's coming from that continuously moving forward, continuously moving somewhere, continuously have this engine, which is the solar system, affects in you. Once you understand how the engine works, it's the same thing like you understand electric motor or you understand combustion engines or rocket engines or wherever you understand, you will understand how to operate. But the engine is you, and you understand your yourself as gravitational pull and push. You can understand how to control your vibes, how it controls your vibrations, how to control the things that now they are like your seventh or eighth sense. Okay, you're just like, well, I'm using it. It works. It operates. Okay, when you embody this new energy within the DNA, you're going to be passing to the next generation. They will be born with this. But right now, during this awakening, mass awakening process on Earth, a lot of this energy is still attaching to the basic. It's attaching to the, I don't want to say primitive, but it's still attached to not let it go of the past evolution of the humanity. Okay, this is same thing like if you're familiar with that movie. There was this lady that man, um, this lady that they basically get her, and she had this blue things in her stomach, and somebody punched her, and that chemical went in there. She had to take more and more until she reached the 100% of her mental capacity. And when she tries to explain even the most complicated people certain things, you can't. And that is the one reason when you try to explain to someone that you operate with vibrations and you're dealing with vibrations, most of the people are not ready for this. Not they're not ready for this, not because of lack of information or disinformation. They're lacking it because they don't let it go of what they know. They don't let it go of the past learnings. Okay, so you, it's about you here. I'm talking about. Mm, this vibrations you can use them to helping people. You can use them to heal people. I mean, this is a Reiki. Okay, you can understand someone has problems with their energy field. You can go ahead and fix their energy field. Gravitation is. You can catch some people. It's like they doing certain things within the magnetic field, and you tell them, no, no, that's not good. You're stealing from other people's energy. That's not right. Okay, conscious or subconscious, don't do it. There's a problems with this. So we are going to learn a culture that it's going to be developed within the next, I would say maybe give it a take like about 100, 150 years from now. We are going to need to develop the new culture of how to operate with this. Okay, but it's going to go back into the basis of uh, the human behavior, because your human behavior will actually determine it your gravitational energy pull and push and level from within you, because how you behave as a human, you also is going to behave in that levels. And through the soul evolutions, through the soul learning, there's going to be this process of development of these behaviors. Okay, but you got to feel comfortable with this evolution. You have to be comfortable while this is moving. You got to be feel comfortable with the things that are going on. Okay, because there's going to be some point you will feel more energy fields than anything. I mean, you can if you go so up, okay, you would understand a galaxy high works, okay, with this kind of like a donut energy field, okay, and here that is the Milky Way, all right, and when you have this gas streams that are coming up like this, You will understand what this is. You will feel this energy from within. And once you feel this energy, you can understand that it's something more depends on this. It's not only you, not only your own existence, but also the existence of others. And that was going to be the new knowledge of Age of Aquarius. However strange it might sound to you, that's where everybody goes. That's going to go into one way or another. That's what this is. So if you guys have some any questions or anything that you need some extra help or questions that was in the past 2 days I couldn't answer, write to me and let me know. And look from within. Look from within. Everything, all the answers you have, it's from within. I hope you guys are all doing fine. By the way, Mercury Retrograde is getting very and I looked the energy fields, and I kind of like looked a few months ahead for this. I wanted to see when where the Saturn's going to disengage with this squaring the south and north node, and things like this. Being honest is too much, as I am now being asked to leave the house. Oh my God, Josh. You know what? Let me tell you something about honesty. Okay? Honesty is going to get you more enemies than a friends, but it's going to get you the most powerful energy field in you. People who cannot take a honesty, and they usually take the honesty as a weakness these days. We have this culture right now, this toxic culture that if you cheat, lie, or steal, or hide, or being dishonest, it's cool, it's good. That's how life is, okay? And if you are good, dishonest, or if you're good, if you're honest, or you're kind of like helpful in everything, everyone thinks that you're weak. This is how bad right now this back to the basic human behavior is. All right, because that's all it started from. Um, Josh, I believe that it's sign of progression. Yes, I find it empowering. People tend to shut down. Yes, people tending to shut down. Right now, there is a big shutdown goes on, and I'm talking about big shutdown because a lot of the people are fed up with this toxicity because it doesn't help them to evolve. And a lot of the people is like they're guarding their heart. They don't want to have communications. They don't want to do certain things. It is about because there's a boundaries. But within the boundaries, you learn how to grow. Okay, and guess what? The truth will piss off people. It is what it is. But that's what the tendencies are. That's what the tendencies are at this moment. And also, we have this Venus Chiron situation that have no aspects. And right now, it's like, where is the love? Well, the love is within you. You have to heal it. Okay, you have to heal it in yourself. If you don't heal yourself and you go in a relationship, guess what? That relationship will crumble to dust. Why? Because you don't heal it. You bring your relationships from the past. Last night I spoke with a twin flame. I think that was about maybe good 3 4 hours talk. And during those 3 4 hours of talk, I was talking about vibrations and how they affect all this. And that people begin to close at some point because of lack of expected behaviors from others. Let's say if somebody just watching you when you've been, punished or whatever, and somebody just sits there and watch and does nothing, and then, you know, there is a damage for it. And when the person comes in and someone's damaged you and somebody doesn't do nothing, they're just sitting there, you get that the same way. And that can lead to so many issues with your magnetic field, because your magnetic field is controlled by your emotions, by your moon in your chart. The emotions are produced of behavior. That is the consequences of your behavior towards others, or others how behave towards you. And you have these emotions, but the emotions, while they triggered something new, you also create this magnetical field, this gravitational pull or push. And now the energy, it's more affecting somebody than you can imagine. It doesn't matter awaken or not. The energy, the transfer of this energy can do help or can damage people. You got to be careful how you work with energies. And that's why we need to develop a new culture to understand that it's not only us, okay? It's not only me. It's not only people around me. It's also we have universe, Milky Way that we are. We have to see the bigger picture. I'm trying to give you something more advanced to see the bigger picture. Okay, we are all part of one, but how big is your understanding on this oneness? How heavy you go on this? You might understand oneness with the person you love, and you're done with it. You might understand oneness on the point of, close friends, spiritual friends. That's it. No, it's beyond that. It is beyond your imaginations until you get to the source. That's when it's one. Your perceptions inside of your brain will change. The future is going to change. Ball begins with now with the people who are awakened. People who are not awakened, you can't awake them. Uh, One way or another, they know things that something happens, but they have a fear of letting go of the past. If they don't let go of the past, guess what? They staying there, and that's what it is. Or the other case is worst. Those are the people who are focused on the future and they try to manipulate everything, just the future to be the way they see it. And that's what sometimes the most of the damage that comes in is like of this future. But the future has to be brighter than the past. If the future is now bright by the past, then we haven't evolved. We stay stuck in the same evolution process. Okay, guys. So astrology wise, we are going to have some lot of fun stuff here. Let me see what it was. Okay. I was looking at some charts and data. I'm just going to give you a little quick rundown of situations. Okay. And that was when Uranus was. All right. So July 5th, first of all, July 5th, we are going to have a Mars entering Taurus. That is the moment that we are going to have this masculine energy affecting from within the material world. There's going to be require some of actions of you as a warrior, what you're going to perform. But that is going to be based off how good are you going to be during the process of uh, learning to control that power within you as energy fields where the Mars is in Aries. You can bring a positive energy or you're going to be bringing them a negative energy. You're going to create something or you're going to be destroying something. Okay. So if you have Mars and Taurus, you got to be kind of like very kind of like uh, very kind of like watch out. Another thing it is because he's going to create squares and oppositions. The opposition of Taurus is Scorpio. Uh, a square that's going to be towards Aquarius and Leo. All right, and can create a lot of tensions in there. All right, that was some kind of questions I think I see. On the subject of timeline and destiny, can you avoid planet? Uh, for example, you're supposed to meet somebody, but you don't, and you go into another timeline where you don't. Josh, if you only focus to meet someone and you're waiting for this someone, let me tell you this. Um, if you overthink and don't take actions, guess what? Ain't not gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to meet someone like this. If you continue to go and look for it and you kind of like create actions but without any thought process, you're not going to understand what you're looking for. So in order for to do what your destiny is trying to tell you, okay, you have to put all this from within you and figure out this part of a timeline within yourself. Things arrived when you are ready. The teacher will appear when the student is ready. Okay? The person will come to you when you are ready. The love will be there when you are ready to resonate with that love. Doesn't go other way around. If you don't resonate in love, by the way, Mercury Retrograde has been affecting pretty much every speaker I was listening to here on YouTube. And yeah. So, ooh. So yeah, that is also correlate with everything I just said, because your way of thinking will produce emotions. Your emotions will produce vibrations, and you are going to have this magnetic field of pulling someone towards you or pushing somebody away from you. You are this walking giant magnet. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you, to review your perception of who you are, to add this magnetic pull and push from within you. You have it. A lot of you understand it. When you see somebody, you gravitate towards them and they gravitate towards you, and you don't understand why. Well, guess what? You're on the same frequency. But then, if the emotions change, guess what? You're on a completely different frequency. And now, guess what? It's in a separation. That is a thing that it's within the twin flames. Twin flames, soulmates, people who works with these magnetic fields. Okay, there's gonna be a point of time when you're gonna be mastering this, like you're mastering your human behavior. Dealing with this energy, trusting in this energy, trusting on this magnetic field, you're gonna be developing like this hyper sensory thing from within you, that just by looking at someone, you will detect their magnetic field. You will understand things. Okay, just be careful with your abilities to entering their mind and downloading their data. You don't know what you're downloading. Okay, You may downloading code something that's not supposed to be. And this is uploads, downloads between people. It's gonna begin to be, I mean, I would say it's gonna become very, very popular and useful for our advancement as a race. Okay? I mean, medically already been approved that this exists. All right, but that is just a little steps now, as a baby steps on this field. Okay, but guess what they're trying to do? They're trying to do implants. They are capable of communicating with computers. There is this device that's going to be plugging into your brain, and they're going to hook up to a computer, and they're going to understand everything you know. Oops. Why? Because some people cannot develop this ability. They have to create the machines for this. And they will be able to upload or download things from within you. So, yeah, there's going to be a computer mirroring effect compared to the natural mirroring effect. Now, instead of doing this, people know, they understand this magnetic fields. I mean, professors and advanced technologies, they know about these fields. But guess what? He's not talking about these gravitational pulls. He's not talk about how it will affect us. And you guys, scary stuff. It's not scary. It's actually beautiful. If you see the beauty from within. But, we are human beings. We create things. But our knowledge of what we are within the universe is going to advance some more rapid than anything. It's going to advance us so much. I mean, sometimes I see things and I'm like, gosh, it's going to be good. Sometimes, though, I don't want to see things. Sometimes I'm like, crap, I don't want to see it, But it is about us to evolve. It is about us to create a better world. It is about us to become this humanly designed perfection. Okay? But we have to leave the past, rest in peace. Okay? Some of the basics we have to carry it all the time with us. This is the basic, the basic human behaviors. We have to carry them. They are our base. We don't have them. Guess what? You're not going to have anything else with it. So this is why you can understand that your magnetic field in the future, as awakened twin flame or as awakened personality, is going to be really helping you. All right, it's going to be really helping you. I don't want to scare you. There's nothing scary about it. The truth is scary. Okay, the truth is scary. But sorry about this. It's a motorcycle passing on the street. But there's nothing scary. It's the truth. You are better to know the truth. You know what is the scary part is? The lie. That's what scares me. Because if I accept the lie as the truth and I act upon it, guess what? I'm doing the fake, wrong actions based on a lie. I create an alternative timeline. But if you know the truth, understand how we're moving through space and we're connected with everything in this space. If you understand what's going on, that the future of the astrology and the future of this learning of this gravitational stuff from the planets and how affecting us, it's going to help you in life. I mean, it's going to help you in life, one way or another. But accept who you are, accept that you advance, accept with a compassion, accept that it's a new rebirth, accept that you're part of the new, accept that you are evolving. Not this person who is scared of change, not this personality that is afraid of everything. Don't stick into the past paradigms, and you will see that this new understanding about gravitation and you, it's going to make you more complete, more beautiful. You can express things with your magnetic energy. You're going to become this person that evolved this ability, and now with this ability you can, I mean, someone can be thousands of miles away from you, but you can send the gravitational pull and ask him, hey, here's a little healing energy for you. Or you can go ahead and say, like, um, I understand that you are having negative emotions, but here's some energies for you. Don't send me that negative energy towards me. Okay? It's going to be a beautiful thing. If you see the bad things, you will missing to see the beauty. But if you see the beauty things, you will know how to protect it. You will understand the other side, how to destroy it. Again, this is a understanding union and a higher level. Okay, understanding union and a higher perspective and a higher level of this universal knowledge, and it's gonna make your life beautiful. So, are you saying that if we continue to follow the path of wise, we can alter our current program path and we reset to the follow an alternate path? Yeah, Shadow. How many times you got wrong in your life path? Yeah, you learned something. That was a lesson. But look, did you have similar lessons years back? Probably did. Probably did. But that comes from your patterns of your magnetic fields. Because throughout the planets, when they shift, it's kind of like clock that sets the magnetic field. And when you apply it to your chart, then you see things that affect you. And then you can kind of like predeterminate what could happen. Okay. But now, since you have different understanding and different knowledge, you basically can learn to use it for your advancement to go up. For example, I made a mistake 12 years ago. Now I made the same mistake. But mistake that was from before and the mistake that was now is I had no boundaries of giving. Now I have a boundaries of giving. You see, I made a change. I made a change. That's what this path of evolutions comes up. Um, does your twin also need to know astrology? Do you think? No. Here is what people in the twin flames they don't understand. Twin flame. Okay, this is someone who's got the same vibes, the same soul vibration, magnetic field, gravitation, whatever, however you want to picture it from within you, and the same brave length of transmitting with you. Okay, that's what the twin flame is. However, the twin flame relationship, that is a whole another story. Okay, the relationship It comes from what you have as a luggage, baggage, and possessions of your human behavior. All right, because that human behavior, they're actually evolving into the twin flame, and then throughout the twin flames, you understand what you need to change in your behavior in order you to open up the relationship as a universal personality, universal twin flame relationship that works with the energies. Okay, because God created all this, He wants us to have these relationships. But as a twin flames, there's a lot of the twin flames. The reason they're not together is because of this human behaviors that we have, that we keep, uh, the damage from previous relationships, the damage of what happened in the past, childhood, the development, friends and country, and a toxic or beautiful environment. It all depends on us. Okay, just because you have this magnetic energy within the soul, because that's how you're developed, okay, and you have the same frequency with this person, but these other things they're not solved, and they have to be solved. That's the one power why the separation is, why the separation exists. Your twin flame doesn't need to know through astrology. They will learn it from you down the road, because you will learn something from them. That happens during the uploads, downloads between the twin flames. Okay, there is this power of upload, download within twin flames that exist when they're together, and throughout the gravitational pull, okay, towards each other, that exchange of energies of magnetic fields. If you don't understand what I'm saying about magnetic fields, this is the magnetic field when back in the days there was this giant roll, like cassette tapes. You put information on the top of that, uh, kind of like a plastic line, and over that plastic there was a ferro oxide, which is rust, and there was a applied magnetic field with frequency that adjusted the little squares, and you uploaded things there. Then you take that tape and you push play, okay, you reproduce what you recorded. All right, we have this as a humans, and that's how within twin flames that works, but it works through the magnetic field, through this pull and push. But that pull and push is controlled by the emotions. And if the emotions is not correct, then where the emotions are coming from? From the basic human things that you learned. Um, I hope that kind of like understands. For there was another thing about Dia. Are you saying continue to follow the path of life? Then after the yeah, that's a relief. Does your twin also need to know astrology? Okay. I miss any question? Thank you, Amy. This um, this energies exchanges that we're going to talk about this of these gravitations. mm, it's gonna be complete us in a way, because once we grow, once we evolve, we're gonna be able to connect within the universe. And if you we need some new things, if you need to understand better things, some of the people have disabilities. They call it, access to the Akashic records. Those are the records of gravitations that exist. Okay, so for example, we have gravitational records. They exist within the Milky Way. But if you watch the previous video, it all depends of how this is going to turn out. I was talking about this. I need to do this here. I was talking about this. How depends if the gravitational pull will be. Are we going to collapse the Milky Way, or the Milky Way actually is going to expand and have some new galaxies here? That's the whole part of we are going to learn to understand over the next 2-3 thousand years. It's going to be different for us. Okay, third time's the charm. Dio, but your thoughts on timeline shifts, reality transfusing. People already allegedly astral project into their dimensions. Astral projection. Again, everything that. Let me close the window because some lot of noise here. Okay, so all these astral projections and stuff comes from human behavior. If you know that someone has to be corrected by you using astral projections, you don't call them out. You're not going personally to them. You go into the universe and it says, like, listen, the universe, if this is correct, all right, bring that person's information and energy and let's get this over with. All right. And then you can do this. That is a human behavior, like you call someone at court. All right. You going directly to that person and kick their butt off with astral projections. That's a no. This is like you going out there and you see the person and you beat the crap out of them. Okay. You call them out in the front of the universe. You're not doing this. That is another culture that we need to develop. That whatever we do, we're doing it from really, we're doing it within the universe. And if the universe is not evolved, then there is something else is going on behind the scenes. Okay. I mean, it's going to change our culture much more advanced than humanly will possibly psychology understand at the moment. Those are more advanced stuff. Those are more advanced thinking, but at the same time, they are very simple. And the only thing that it's not simple is change. That's what this is. Josh, missed this one, but you thought the timeline shifting, reality transfusing. Timeline shifting. Timeline shifting is when you do a realization. So, for example, you realize you're doing the wrong things, and then there's another cycle comes in, and you're doing the same thing. Stupidity is doing the same thing over and over without different results. Okay, that's called insanity. All right, but if you do your revaluations and you're not doing the same thing over and over, either though the situations are the same sort of, okay, then there is a different story. Okay, you might change something, you might change new way of your way you react, the way you work with energies, the way you do things, all right, but you do a change. So, for example, my last cycle, I had to open up on 100% love capacity, not caring about what the consequences will be. But that helped me to understand that I'm capable of reaching it. Okay. But it's also taught me down the road that it's in the past cycles, I didn't have the 100%. There was no 100% in there because I didn't understood what the 100% is. Back then, there was no 100% universe within me. This connection with the universe wasn't strong enough. Now, the last time it was. But as a before, I had some boundaries. But now I have a different boundaries. They're from within the universe boundaries. And that's what now it's evolved within this. That's what this is. And this reality changes when you engage with that magnetic field within you, and you will feel the world more live than anything you had before. Anything you had before. Mindful though that most of you maybe gonna have just from the fourth chakra works up. If you go so much spiritual, learn to be grounded. I have a lot of people come to me and they're not grounded. No touching to the ground. You got to remember, feet on the ground, head on the clouds. That's how you become the conduit between those energies. From how do you break addictive personality? Could be a lot of addictions. You take it from sex to drugs, alcohol. The addictions is an escape from reality. And in order you to break your addiction personality, for example, I used drugs when I was sick, and they cut them off dry. I understand what withdrawal is. I don't even want to talk about it. Four. The thing it is again Shadow 330. Thank for the question. That is it, to look your addiction and realizing why you have this addiction, if that's personal you, of course. What causing you to go to that addiction? Pain? Why you trying to escape from that pain? And then look at it and break down that pain that come from. Okay, where did that come from? 90% of the time, the addiction, if that's alcohol, it's that someone it goes into this alcohol because uh, lack of attention, lack of care, self-care, and in order the person to forget all this pain, they just drown themselves in alcohol. Drugs, that it's another escape, is that they don't like the life and they take in drugs so they can live more in this different alternative life when they're on their drugs. But when they wake up, it is like come back to reality. It's not pretty. So in order to break someone else, okay, their addictions behavior, you need to understand that the person first has to willing to work with you to help them to break it. Okay, you cannot break them for them. Bad habits can be changed if you break these habits for 21 days. After the 21st day, that's kind of like a begins to be get used to it. Okay, usually that's what this is. All right, let's see. I hope, Cheryl, that helps you out. Light work restoral, I think it's a learned coping mechanism for self-soothing. Yes and no. It's all like work. It's kind of like you have to look the two things. Okay. Some people, they like to go ahead and just have a joint, like in the States, if you want a recreational marijuana, they like it. They just go out, give them a little, buzz, and that's it. They stop. But there is some people who actually they don't stop with the Mary J. No, they go above and beyond, and then go above and beyond, and above and beyond, and that could be, you know, turning this mechanism of feeling good to mechanism of destroying myself. And the other one, it's powerful too, because there is a powerful couple. I shared that on a Facebook. I think I did. There was a couple who they were drug addicts. They worked together because what uniting them was the love. And on the base of this love, they decided to go ahead and be a sober. And once they begin to be more sober with the addictions, they show her pictures with them after 7 years. You can see a totally two different magnetic fields. Totally, just by looking at the pictures. And then you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Okay. So again, look at the both two sides of all the issues and put them together, and you will find these unifications. You will understand the both issues. You will understand. Shout out, yes, you. That was very helpful. Any other questions, guys? You have it for me? How does their field looks different? More expanded hour? Okay. So I want you to picture a person who, has this energy of being sad, lost, lost hope, and all like, you know, he doesn't open his eyes. It's kind of like the end is done. And this person, you look at into the picture, you see the eyes. The eyes are the windows of the soul, and you see this person on different place with different face, and he has this shining light, and he has this energy that just like this, and you feel that energy, then you understand that the people can change, but what changed them is themselves. And how you see the aura, I cannot see auras. I see it sometimes very early in the morning, and I see the energies around me, my own aura, and just like, okay. And I see myself in the mirror. My eyes are kind of like a dark greenish, and later on they change to some kind of like a green, gray, yellowish something. And but usually in the morning, sometimes it's like, oh God, I can see things for it. But I'm more to the feel than the see. You're going to have all this sensority inside of you, like a sensors. Okay. Sometimes, for example, you're sitting in a room and somebody is there, and guess what? Nobody has perfume or anything, and all of a sudden you smell something, some kind of like smell, and you're like, what is that smell? Oh, that's the energy that smells. Okay, or you go to some place that you definitely know there is no way. I mean, no way. Whatever years and outside. Okay, just all of a sudden you smell, or sometimes you may even feel the energy when like some other people they can watch a movie and all of a sudden somebody's eating something and you smelling that food and you're like, what happened to me? Well, that's your ability. Okay, my ability is to feel. That's how I go, by feelings. All right, or eye contact. I can just staring at someone and see what they hide behind it. Okay, sometimes it may take me a long time to see things, but when I look at this, I have this kind of like a weird look, and you feel it kind of like something is not right. My senses telling me that something is not right, and usually that's how I read this vibes, because I sensing the vibes, I feel the vibes, but I don't see what's causing those vibes. So I have to go and see what's going on with the vibes in there. Yeah, the feeling, the energy, same here. Yeah, I know some of you have those abilities. Okay, I mean, the average people, they're like, yeah, right, you're making that up. But you definitely know within yourself when that happens. How goes it? Do you mind me asking your date of birth? Shadow, I'm born on October 6, 1973 at 11:45 p.m. in Sofia, Bulgaria. I am born premature at the 7th month. I am a premature. I'm a preemie. Josh, really, dear? You look 32. Okay, Josh, what are you drinking? Okay, I'll buy you a drink. All right. I look 32. No, I don't look 32. Okay, it's 48. Cheers. Go buy yourself a drink on me. All right. Maria Richards. Thanks, Maria. I mean, it is good to have these conversations because that's how you open this. That's how we pass those vibes around here. You guys have any more questions? I'll be happy to answer, but I need my smack with coffee. Okay. Whew, my mouth is dry. Some of you could have the ability of sensing this uh, magnetic pull and push from within. That could be when it's pull, you're gonna feel kind of like someone gets energy out of you, or it could be a pull towards someone, okay, because you have a matching energy field. But you are going to feel it in your head, and it's kind of like can bring you a lot of headaches, or it could be a lot of positiveness inside of you because you feel the vibes when you receive them. Okay, that is a sensitivity that it's involved from within the brain. All right, that could be coming in from CHAT portion, the mirroring neurons that actually it's kind of like a hyperfunction. Okay. Jane, yes, above I put a question, please. Okay, let me go back and look at it. Jeannie, What? It said that every sexual partner they're into attaches to yours. Do you don't have a sex with just enough too? So is it true? Johnny, um, if you're talking about when the man finish inside and he just leaves his DNA from within you, you just touch base with it. You don't, it doesn't mixed up with yours. Though, if you get pregnant, now you have mixed DNA, which is, begins to evolve within the cell when it's created and begins to be that portion when it's attaching to the placenta and when the baby begins to be developed. Because the blood from within you and the blood within the baby begins to circulate from within you. Now you have that energy. Now you have that within your DNA. That's why some of the mothers, once they're getting pregnant, they changed a little bit as character. That's the real reason behind the woman changes. Okay, I mean, the person tries the female tries to adapt after delivery of a baby, but still takes some time, and they call it, this hormone changes. It's not only a hormone changes, guys. That's not it. It's not only a hormone change. It's basically you dealing with this from within. Uh, okay, so that's the only way you actually can do this. But other than that, you can have a memory energy stored from with you with any person you've been to. That's a whole another story. You have a memory bank of energies, whose vibes are. If you haven't watched the soul phone, you remember someone's vibration and you're thinking so much about them. I mean, you're really thinking about them, and all of a sudden they may call you. That's how you kind of like dial them in. Okay. I hope, Jenny, that kind of like help you to understand this question. Mirror neurons. We've not gotten enough meditation to this aspect. Mirror neurons is, I mean, let me tell you something about the mirroring neurons. You fire up your brain, and all of a sudden, areas within your brain that you only knew as the subconscious, now they're working. But there is so much information, so much value is in there as the volume, as value. So, I mean, I don't think so. A lifetime can be able to process this information. So, for example, imagine that you have access to the Library of Congress, okay, but you never went. All of a sudden, you have to go in there, and every book that it's in the Library of Congress, all of a sudden, it's downloaded from within you. Can you open them all? No, you don't. You open the ones that you need. And that's what the mirroring neurons are. Okay, you access information and above and beyond, basically, an ability that a lot of the people will begin to understand more and more. All right, what else? Okay, thank you, because I kind of read that with any sexual partner or becomes. There could be a lot of articles out there that okay, the aura of the mother's changing because of the baby. Portion of the mother's aura actually empowers the baby. And every time the woman has a baby, a little portion of her aura is attached in there. That's the only way. But if you have like sexual contacts without energies exchanges, that doesn't really, only thing that left inside of you is just the physical things. But if you had a physical, energy exchanges with people, and you felt different vibes or different things, that right there um, lifts a mark within the magnetic fields in your brain. States like library. And if you, every time you go back into that memory, let's say if that's a memory of pain, and you have sexual contacts, you can remember the pain. And that can create problems within your aura and, of course, your act as well. Okay. What do you think about the pyramids choice box? Pyramids. Oh boy, it's a lot of think about is pyramids. Okay. Uh, they actually, we gotta go back more earlier than this about the pyramids. The ancients believed that when the body is preserved, there's going to be a point of time when somebody will comes in and revive them, and they wanted to have all the possessions to revive them. I think they believed that at some point someone will arrive and do their resurrection, basically take the DNA and recreate them. If I have to be politically correct. Within the time, though, the beginnings, even here in Bulgaria, we have similar, I don't want to say pyramids, but it's different old culture. That it's some portion, it's older than the Egyptian. Yeah, tell me about it. And they preserve the body there, and with that option. And the funny part was the doors. They were not to be closed from outside in. They are to be closed from inside. So about the pyramids, okay, they're to tell us stories. They're to tell us things about what happened into the past. A lot of them possessed a lot of knowledge. However, building them, it costs a lot of destruction. Okay, the amount of wood that has been cut down, okay, it's humongous. All right, but nevertheless, they are powerful as far as the energy. They are more attached into us as a reminders that there's a lot of things we don't know, or a lot of things we forgot, because all we learn is how to survive, but not to evolve. There's a lot of problems in there of kind of like destructions of all these cultures, okay? Because we were the destruction of the cultures, if you look at it historically, they were done in a purpose of to destroy for something else to exist, one culture to go over the others throughout the histories. Okay, Um, but if you look at it, the pyramids, all right, you got to look at it, the ziggurat before the pyramids. And before the ziggurats, there was something else. And before that something else, there was things around the world that were similar. All right. Why do they believe that somebody comes in and resurrect them? Because they know that over the time we are going to evolve and we have the technology to do this. They knew about something we don't know. And that is one of the parts of things that we will do it in the future. Brooklyn, hi. All right, where I am with the question, literally assume their identity for the moment and empathize. Good morning, dear, and everyone. Okay, if you are a twin and possible to continue regeneration of twins, example, your parents, your grandparents, etc. Twins and pass within your bloodline. You will look. I bet that every twin flame out there, okay, not a twin flame that's looking for their twin flames and they think they're twin flame, okay? Every twin flame who is awakened twin flame, you will find a story that either one of the parent or one of the grandparent, they met someone who they fall in love with their soul. This is how you got that information in you. Most likely, this could be, most likely, if you're a male, that could be your grandfather on your mother's side. Okay? Now, if it's your actually father's side, okay, you should look at it, the great grandparent of that, if you have intel. Okay, but usually within the twin flames, there is something to do correlated to the bloodline. It could be a grandparent or could be a parent as well. Okay, if your mom and dad, let's say, for example, they meet their twin flame during lifetime, all of a sudden this energy, if your mom or dad met that perfect love and they never got married to it, well, that energy is actually transferred on you because they had activation with the DNA. And now you are born, they are not with their twin flame, so you have to fix the karma. So you end up doing their job that they should have done years ago. Okay. And now when you're under the twin flame and you sharing things, all right, you got to be careful how you're sharing things with your relatives in there because you may, it's a lot of things that goes on in there. But if you know stories, okay, with your bloodlines, then you will figure out things out. Oh, you will. You definitely will. Especially if you're in your bloodlines, let's say like you're a third generation healer or psychic reader or something like that, or something, you will understand that there is something going on in there. Okay. To slave energy that like the slave energy that like building of the pyramids, it's been a crazy process. Okay. It was a lot of slaves. It was a lot of power, especially if you understand where the stone came from. Okay, dragging at those stones from Atlas Mountain for some. to get that stones, and after that finding the limestone as you create the lime on the top, because the limestone, it's easy to be carved because it's soft, but the limestone over the years is not very capable of it. So the limestone was put in the cover of the big stones to give it this perfection shape while that was made. But over the years, the limestone is evaporates and goes away from it. Okay. A lot of platforms, a lot of wood, a lot of elephants been used. You have to understand they were using a different way of thinking. Okay, to pull an opposite side to bring a stone where it needs to be. There's been a lot of ropes, a lot of situations in there. All right, not like something gets in there and put them in and all that stuff. They knew how to put them in a space. All right, let's see your wealth of information. I feel like this life feeds are like spiritual class. Grateful. Yeah, well, sharing things here. I think that's what we're pour up to this. I think that's what life is all about: sharing, care. Because if you don't share and care, what do? All right, Jane. So those wanting to cut ties from sexual porn becomes believed that they have taken advantage. False info. A lot of the people working on this. Thank you. Well, yeah. I mean, Jenny, if you have a memory of someone, you have emotional tie with these people. Now, if you don't have emotional tie, and you don't have their emotional informations inside of you, I mean, you're cutting the cord. Okay, that simple is. Use the control of Joyce B. I'm not told this. Thank you. What about first incarnation to Earth twins? Oh, 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 Josh. Dang. That's rough, man. I mean, first generation twins here, born on Earth. That happened a long time ago, man. I mean, we have this legends that talk about twin flames very long time ago. I mean, in every culture, you have these legends of these couples that they had this. I mean, first wife when? The first time when? I mean, if it's present of now, the first time, you will be feel one thing for sure. That will be, I want to go home, don't want to be here. You will know that you came for the first time here because home is not the earth. And then you definitely know you're not from here. So that first way, it's here to kind of like deliver or put advanced knowledge, understandings that goes on. It's different. And we have some, people coming from different energies that kind of like mixed and match here. I will tell you one thing. Go and watch the movie, the trilogy Divergent. You'll probably understand some parts. The answer is there. Okay? The answer is there. My grandparents on my mother's side were married for 7 years. You can feel the love energy within them. Oh, there we go, Jeannie. You know how you got it. Everyone feel the energy. What did they feel? Uh, their gravitation pull, their energy. That's what they feel. I've been able to see all my life. My mom used to tell me not to talk about them or they will come to take me away. Joycey. Ooh, Joycey, what culture you are? Because you gotta be very careful because this is what happens if you have you're born in a country where the religion wise some of the things are not good and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, I remember I was scared the crap out of me when I was 4 or 5 when I was predicting things and everybody was came and asked me some questions. I knew them and I was like, "Ooh." So yeah, uh, you have to overcome this pain of your mom telling you not to say anything about this because maybe that will affect you in your life right now, not saying things that you should say. Okay, so you can benefit other people. All right, uh, let's go. I want to go home, George. Yep, I wanted to go home. All right, light worker, Joycey. You guys talking to each other? Okay, me too. Choice box. American, but okay. Are you American Latino? Because over there in the United States, if you see aura and you say things, nobody come and take you. It's got to be some kind of fear that was infused in you for a reason. So if you're Latino, maybe culture-wise, or I mean, I don't think so. In the United States, if you say you see auras of people who can come and get you. JC Buck, my grandmother on my dad's side was Cherokee Irish, and my mom was Norwegian. Joycey, Cherokee Irish. I knew someone who is a Cherokee Irish when I was living in the United States. Yeah. He moved to North Carolina. He used to live in Illinois. Hopefully, he's not the same person. Who knows? The world's too small, Joycey. Oh, that was your grandparents. Okay. Let me tell you something about Joycey. Do you have a negative blood type? Okay, now we know. All right. If you have a negative blood type, you know that, yeah, you know things are different with us. Some of the tribes, the Indian tribes, they were the northern tribes. I'm talking about Illini and the ones in Wisconsin and so on. Some of the tribes a little bit down south from Illinois. There is this weird thing that they have a negative blood type. Okay, but that connection with Irish and Norwegian, it's also connected to the negative blood type. And even today, they have no idea how this negative blood type transfer into the northern part of the North America continent. Okay, and also the negative blood type, it's over the Sweden, Holland, Ireland, England, Spain, Okay, all this combined, though, it's got a one theory that it came from a long time ago. There was this continent called Greenland, and everybody's separate from there. That's the only one thing, but you can understand. Choicey box B negative. I'm a one negative. Okay, we feel things differently. We understand things differently. Yeah. Choicey box. Grandma from North Carolina. It could have been any other state, right? I know. Sometimes it's kind of like weird coincidences, weird synchronicities here. All right, always being a damn Native American, been drawn to the Native American and Irish. So cool. Yes, that's cool. She encouraged my gift. Ah, there you go. She encouraged your gift. You know, there's a people who is gonna encourage your gift, and a people who's gonna be like, stop. Don't say hearing voices. Don't say you see things, and don't. They think you are insane. We all know about that stuff. Some people are. Okay. Look at the both sides of the issues. All right. But the actions determine things. Okay. All right. My Irish side. My ability was pushed down for a very long time. Re-emerging now. Yes, they're re-emerging now. All these things, they're re-emerging. For example, this is my fourth cycle that I'm beginning. Gonna be 48. So 4 times 12. That's gonna be my fourth cycle. I'm going all around my astrology chart. Okay. When October 6th hits, I'm just gonna be right now. I'm in my 12th house, a little bit of my fourth cycle, and if you know how old you are, you begin from year one. It's your first house in your chart, and you go around once. It's 12. Age of 13 is going to be the same as age 1. You're going around. You will understand where you are in your chart and what are you dealing with it right now. Where you need to focus, what you're working on it, and it's gonna be kind of like weird. And all of a sudden, you figure out that what you're dealing with it and what is in the chart is the same thing, and you're gonna be like, "What the heck? It is what it is." Okay. Let's see. Any more questions here? She say choking the people from the caves. Are you guys having some fun on the chat? Well, guys, if you have some more questions, I'll be ready to take a couple. If you need an astrology reading, you know how to reach me over the Facebook. You can go ahead and find me there. Send me some things, and we can set some things up. All right. Lots of nightmares. Anyone else? Nightmares, the fears. You fuse the fears and they become a nightmares. But you can also dream a nightmares because of people who try to interfere with your magnetic pull or push. And that could be that kind of like astral projection. So all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys we had a good conversation. Let me know what you guys want me to talk to you about tomorrow, and we are going to talk about it. I just want to finish it with this: that we are moving, we are going forward. Evolution, it is what it is. We travel within the Milky Way, and we going to do what we're going to do. It is what it is. It's all it is. Okay? And you guys, I want you to be loved. Doesn't matter what's going on. All right, guys? Have a good day. And thanks, everyone.